so that we have this, so that everybody has it. I am super dang excited to have Mindy on tonight. But before I introduce her and let her get here and pour into you guys, and I'm going to mute you so that we don't have any background noise. I'm just going to kind of like go over really quick what's currently going on. Make sure you guys are in the know, you know what's going on currently, what's coming up, and then I'll let Mindy take over because I'm excited to have her here. So hold on one second, Elise. It was very good. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Did you make popcorn, sweetheart?
My girl over here. Okay. So right now, as you guys know, we are currently in the middle of the Valentine's Day promo. If they grab something from the Sell Proof collection and they spend over $140, they are going to get the free lip plumper as well as the travel organizer. And that thing's super dang cute. I have one. It rolls out. You put all kinds of cute stuff in it. That also, you guys, applies to social marketer enrollment kits. So if you know anyone that's like wanting to join the business and they want to grab the skincare collection kit, the XM kit, they're going to get the free lip plumper too, just an FYI. That all runs through Valentine's Day. So a lot of people ask, how do I market this stuff? How do I talk about it? Do I put the flyers in my stories? My best tips for you are to like show people that you're using the skincare, right? Go in your stories, cleanse your face, put your lip plumper on, put your serum on. I like to do pictures when I first wake up in the morning sometimes, and I have like bags, and then I'll do my whole skincare routine, show a picture after 5 minutes later, doing something like that. Because it's the same thing as if you were sharing, like I always tell you guys, cute leggings at the gym. People are like, where do you buy those? Same thing when you show, hey, I have the mom puffiness going, and then it's gone. People are like, oh my gosh, I need that stuff. You could do the same thing with your lip plumper. So kind of just dripping it like that. And then when people message you, then send the flyers, then send the pricing, right? Like running all that through your stories, people are just thinking, oh, she's selling stuff, right? So that's my best tips with the promo. I did do those like this or that, you guys. Let me just tell you really quick. If you run those like this or that's in your stories, like chapstick or lip gloss, massage or facial, it is coming up to Valentine's Day. So you could do this to create conversations. When you go and talk to people, you could be like, oh, I saw that you voted chapstick instead of lip gloss. Like, you know, do you feel like your lips aren't hydrated enough? Oh my gosh, I started using this lip plumper. It's really like gets my lips really hydrated. It actually plumps them. It has collagen. So you're just using the this or that to go and create conversations with people, right? Like if they vote facial instead of massage, oh my gosh, do you get facials often? No, not really. They're expensive. Well, holy crap. What about if I could hook you up with this facial that you can do at home 2 to 3 times a week for the fraction of a price that like will literally make your skin glow? So like stuff like that, right? As far as spoons, you guys have been crushing the spoons this month. If you don't know what that means, we are doing referral spoons right now to get them on people's walls, in people's stories, on Reels, on TikToks. We've already run 80, you guys, as a team so far. I have the Google form where you're like filling them out. So that's pretty dang good. Y'all are getting entered every time somebody runs one and you fill out the form, you're getting entered to win $100. 3 social marketers are getting $100 this month. And then we're giving away 5 bottles of the chocolate trim. So how do you get people entered? Ask customers, ask friends, run it through your stories. Put like you taking your chocolate belly blaster. Holy crap, I'm giving away 5 bottles this month. Who wants in? They vote. You send them the message. Would you be open to running a pre-made post on your wall? Would you be open to running a story? That's it. And you could do that, you guys, like every 2 days, every 3 days, like whenever, just to get more curiosity. And then they see you taking it. So they're going to see it over and over. You know what? Screw the giveaway. Just let me buy a bottle. So that's kind of the spiel I wanted to give you guys. I wanted to keep it short and sweet and let Mindy take over and really pour it into you tonight. Because like I said, I know that you guys are busy. I know it's Monday, but I do value that you guys do show up and just, you know, each week, I'm not going to do all the talking all the time. I'm like going to pick on some of you, have different trainers come in and just pour into you guys and give some of the best tips. So tonight, Mindy's going to talk a little bit about consistency. She is from North Dakota. I had the pleasure of meeting her last summer in person. We were roomies in Tampa, which is kind of a cool thing about doing something like this, you guys. I never in my life went away by myself. I went to Colorado the first time 2 Octobers ago. And when I went to Tampa, it was the second time. I literally got on a plane all by myself, knew people from social media a little bit, but like didn't know them in person. When you hear her talk tonight, she's a little spastic and fast. So when I went to room with her, I was like, oh my God, what is she going to be like in person? But she's freaking amazing. Like we collaborated so well. So many, like we would stay up and talk before we went to bed and stuff. It was awesome. She's from North Dakota, like I said, mom of 3. She's an elite 2, platinum 3, and she was actually in the insurance industry for 13 years before doing this. So I'm going to let her come on, tell you a little bit about her story, how it's been going. And then if you guys have any questions or anything, pop them in the chat. So go ahead, Mindy, take it away.
What's up, guys? Oh my gosh, Carrie, thanks so much. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to chat with your team. And I first and foremost, I just got to tell you guys, you have a gem, like a diamond in the rough of a leader that Carrie is. I'm not kidding. What I see, our brains are very similar on the strategic side of things. She is totally one-upped me though. like what she's doing, I'm inspired. I am not in the comparison zone. I am getting fascinated, not frustrated. Like I listen and I watch and I see and it blows my mind. So you guys are so lucky to have her. She's just absolutely incredible. Carrie, it was so much fun getting to hang with you. And I look forward to our journey, in Salt Lake and on the beaches of wherever next. Okay. So anyway, I want to know though, from you guys, if you would drop in the chat. I'm curious to know, how long have you been here? When did you join? When did you join Modere? Tell me, I want to know. Anyway, because what I'm going to get into, oh my goodness, Ashley's a baby girl. Where is she at? Where's that Ashley at? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. 1 week, 4 years, 7 months. This is so good. October 2017, Pam. My goodness, I love this. Pam, like you are like a year ahead of me. I joined in 2018, 1 month, 7 months, 1.5. Okay, this is so good. This is so good. Because what I'm going to cover, oh my goodness, some brand new newbies. I know Carrie like enrolled half the world last month. I'm like, don't compare. I had one social marketer. You know what? That's how business is, guys. And this will explain. This all goes with what I'm going to talk about tonight. Okay, I call it the 3 C's. 1.5 years, 4 months, and 1 week. I mean, we have got all of them. We've got all of them. This is going to apply to every single one of you. Okay. And I want this to be conversational too. So as I'm going through stuff, I am a freaking wide open book. So please feel free. And after we're done here, I mean, if you guys have some questions, you want to pick my brain on something, I am so happy to do that. But real quick, okay, I will tell you this first. I came into network marketing in 2015, old school, home parties, vendor shows, recruiters recruiting recruiters to recruit more recruiters. If you have been in the network marketing space prior to social retail, all of that is very familiar to you because that's how we used to build, right? Ashley's like nodding her head. Yes, that is so true. Ashley's having a flashback. Okay, right? I don't miss that either. So I started in 2015. So I built and whatever and attempted to, create something magical and amazing that gave me the time freedom and financial freedom. But you know how that goes, right? It didn't. So I was coming home after working 9 to 5, building somebody else's dream. Legit, you guys, I was helping another agent, working for an independent agent, making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. And I was still making my 20 bucks an hour. And I was like, this isn't working. Neither was my network marketing. So I found Modere in November of 18. And I built very fast, even though I came here with this many team members and this many customers. I had no one. It was just me and John. I enrolled with John Melton and I just plugged in and I just did the things he told me to do. And we built to an elite team in 8 months and 11 months to team, which means if you're brand spanking new, we do an average of about 200,000 in volume every month, which is straight up insane. I mean, sometimes I just still can't believe this is what's happening. And I attribute, when people are talking, how did you have so much success so fast? And how did you, let me tell you guys, this isn't going to be as much of a, strategy. Here's exactly what to do and how to do it. But when I reflect back and I go, how the hell did I do that? How did we do this? It really came down to 3 C's. And that's what I'm going to talk about tonight. So anyways, I hope you guys are like on board for like, not like some massive strategy thing where you can go and implement something. I'm going to rock your brains for a minute. And I think it's important as we go into this next season of social retail 2.0, like, man, some of the OGs, I would call you, the original gangsters back in, that have been here for several years, because this company is only really 7 years old. So like, we are some of the OGs. If you've been here like 4 or 5 years, like, thank God we weren't here when they were working out the kinks. We kind of came into this as, the BioCell was acquired and some of these new products have been launched. And so we've got to reap the rewards of that. But I got to tell you, when I joined in November of 18, I actually quit my job 6 weeks later. I said, peace out, sucker. No, I didn't really say that. I wanted to say a lot of words, but I left with grace because it was not a good working environment. And I knew that if I wanted to grow, if I wanted to grow myself personally, mentally, and all of that, I had to get out of there. It was a very toxic environment. And I could not have afforded to. And I'm not encouraging you guys to just go quit your job. So don't do that. Okay. But here's what happened. It put me in a position to do something, to make some massive moves, take some massive action, and to sink or swim, Pam. Yes. To the first C, I had to commit. And I mean, draw the freaking line in the sand. I am doing this thing. You guys, my husband is not a big supporter of network marketing. He still doesn't quite know what I do. And it's kind of funny. And it's fine because I'm making money. And so he's like, got to do what you got to do. I'm like, hey, bye, honey. And he doesn't really care anymore. But he was very much against it for the longest time. And so when I said, holy crap, I found this thing. I watched Social Retail versus MLM. Who watched that video? Did you guys watch Social Retail versus MLM? Yeah, right, Katie? Yeah, okay. And my mind was blown. I was like, what the hell? Where has this been my whole life? This is the thing. I don't want to have to recruit people to recruit. If that's like something you're not familiar with, that's old school. Okay. Thank God you don't have to do that. And anyway, so fast forward. So here's what I did, guys. I got very, very, very clear on what I wanted to accomplish here. Very clear. Elite 1 was in my sights right away. I'm going to go and I'm going to do this big. I drew my line in the sand and I committed. Because here's what I also know to be true. When you come into agreement with a decision like I did, I swear the universe just I swear something shifts and changes. It does. I was so clear. Nobody could tell me when I would go live and I was scared to pee in my pants, sweating profusely. I didn't know really what I was talking about. I was just sharing my journey and that I was excited about stuff, and I sucked and I probably stumbled over my words and I talked too long and I talked too fast because my dad was an auctioneer and he was a politician. And so I can't help it. I talk fast and that's just how I am. But I just conveyed my excitement. And it's like, and then the personal development started, and I want to talk about that real quick too. When Carrie and the other mentors come in here and they talk to you about the importance of personal development, what are you listening to? What are you reading? And you're like, I'm not a reader. Yeah, neither was I. And I'm still really not a reader, but I make myself read because I need to learn. When we talk about the personal development and stuff, you guys, it comes down to you make this commitment to yourself, and what makes or breaks it, it's all right here. It makes or breaks it, doesn't it? You quit on yourself and then you start again, and then you quit on yourself and you self-sabotage yourself. All these kinds of things happen. So committing to the process, number one, is the absolute key to success here, because it is a process, isn't it? For those of you that have been here for a year and a half, 2 years, 3 years, Meg's like, yeah, I hear you, sister, right? It's a process. It doesn't happen overnight for most people. Okay. But for those of you that are brand new, 4 months, 1 week, 11 months, I want to just tell you guys something. Even a year and a half, if you've not hit your goal, and your goal will continue to grow, so you'll just never hit it. So you just keep going towards it because it's the next thing and then the next thing and then the next thing. It just doesn't stop. I want to just tell you guys something real quick. There is no other place. There is nowhere else that you can do what we can do, make the kind of money that we can make, that can pay you twice a day, every day, And then on top of that, if you're building teams and so forth, you get an extra commission check on the 13th of the month. There's nowhere Carrie could go and triple her teacher salary. That doesn't exist. It's here. It's here that somebody's TikTok video can eventually go viral, and all of a sudden they make $40,000 in a month. I mean, like, that's crazy. So I'm going all over the place. Let me get back to the point of it. If you're wavering on this, that's part of the problem. I know, Katie, and the struggle is real, sister. We'll talk about that too. And sorry, I have family, like my kids can't, everybody's yelling in the background if you guys hear that. Self-sabotage is a real thing. But when you are clear, and I hope you girls are clear on what your goal is for the month, what your goal is, and think big, what your goal is for the next year. I often tell my team, if it took you 5 years, ladies, I'm going to ask you this question. If it took you 5 years to make 5 figures a month, would that be worth it to you? Would you put in 5 years of your time, yeah, Pam, right? Listen, I'm not kidding, you guys. It's for real. You can make 10 grand a month here. And that doesn't suck. It doesn't suck. If it took you 5 years to make 5 figures, would that be worth it to you? So first and foremost, I just want to make sure you guys understand that, or I guess I just want to kind of convey my heart to you that so oftentimes where we find ourselves, because I remember this feeling of kind of dabbling. You don't really want to put yourself out there because you're like, oh my God, what if it doesn't work? Look at what Carrie's done. Look at what I've done. We're just like normal people. I live in freaking North Dakota, for crying out loud. Like, I'm just a little podunk, little country chick from the sticks. And and I've done it because I committed to it. And I didn't care if my husband hated it. I was like, dude, I'm going to prove you wrong. Like, that was actually fuel to my fire, right? Okay, Pam, we're tracking. Yeah. Okay. Because I know how it goes. You guys, our husbands hated this business because we never made any money at it, or at least I didn't. He hated it because I was spending more money on my auto ship because I'm like, I got to commit to this thing, right? And I wasn't making commissions to pay for that. So he hated it for a reason. But here, it's different. Let's talk about number 2. Number 2 is this, you guys. Number two C is this: conversations. And I know it sounds like come on, Mindy, really? Like, this is really it. Becoming a professional conversation starter is what we do. We talk to people. This is really a relationship business. And I don't think you can hear that enough. It's all about relationships, because man, when the switch flipped for me, when I realized I hate selling. I was in the insurance industry for 13 freaking years and I didn't sell jack. Well, I mean, I sold a few things, but like, it was really bad. I don't like to sell people. I don't like the schmoozy woozy. What's the key? The hook. Can I get the hook? I'm like, ugh, nobody likes to be hooked, right? That sucks. I hate going to deal on cars. I make my husband do it because I'm like, I'm not dicking around back and forth with the guy and the thing. And then he says this and then you say that. You guys undercut each other. It's embarrassing. So the switch flipped for me, creating conversations. We're getting to this, creating conversations. The switch really flipped for me when I realized it's not about selling. It's really about serving. How can I serve people well? That's a whole different posture, isn't it? When it's like, it's not buy my stuff. I need to make freaking money, please, for the love of God. I'm 2 lipsticks away from or chapsticks or lip pluxes. What are they called? Lip plumpers? 2 lip plumpers away from my goal. You need to buy this for the love of gold things. No, it's like, listen, how can I help you today? What do you need? How can I help? What can I do? Everyone and their brother's mother needs BioCell. Everyone needs it. I just believe it. I mean, as we age, 26 years old, I mean, our collagen and hyaluronic acid starts depleting in our bodies. It just does. That's the way that God made us, and it just happens. So the BioCell for me is a product. I mean, I have my own story behind it, but it truly is something that everyone needs to help them feel better, their joint health, their cardiovascular health. I mean, we know Stacy's really working on her cardiovascular over there with her red wine. So props to you, Stacy, for being proactive. But anyway, sorry, Stace. I'm just jealous of your wine. Anyway, the point is, and like Carrie was talking about, she's probably one of the best people I've seen rock curiosity and attraction marketing. She freaking rocks it. Now, how many of you had never done curiosity and attraction marketing before you came here? Like, how many of you have never done it? Okay. Yeah, me neither. I still sometimes don't really know how I'm doing it, but I committed, right? I committed to it. I'm committing to learn the things. There's a ton of things, but I'm committed to the growth of it. I'm committed to this company. I'm committed to the products. I'm so freaking committed and all in. You can't change my mind on anything. Okay. So when I start those conversations with people and I start talking with them, do you think, okay, let's take Lori, for example. Do you think if Lori and I, we're friends on Facebook and I'm maybe prospecting her, she's super rock star. And so I'm commenting on some of her stuff and she's commenting back because I'm really cool. And she's like, we should be friends. I'm like, oh my God, I know. And anyway, so we're having this conversation and it's really going great. And think about it this way, guys. If I get into her inbox, listen to this. If I get into her inbox, I'm like, Lori, hey, yeah, I just was wondering if you could maybe, I sent you an invitation to my group. If you'd want to just go in there and then, let me know when you're actually in the group, if you would just please go in the group, because I have some really great products and stuff. I think you should probably look at them. Okay. That's not how we converse. Like, here's the thing. When you've committed to this company, this process, these people, these products, and you start conversations with a posture of commitment and a posture of certainty, because you guys know this works, right? I mean, you guys know that you can make, I don't care if you've made $5 here or you've made $500 this month. We really do make money here. And you guys have seen, maybe you don't have the beautiful lean body system results that Carrie has. I don't either. I lost 4 pounds and 6 inches overall. It's nothing miraculous, but I'm kind of a small fry. So I don't have a whole lot to lose anyways. But the point is, I don't have a big testimonial, but I know without a doubt our products work, because I've seen testimonial after testimonial after testimonial after testimonial. They're not my personal ones, but they don't have to be. So when I'm talking to Lori, I'm saying, hey, you're freaking amazing. By the way, I love the content you're putting out on social media. I love it. The world needs more of you. I just want to tell you that right now. Also, I'm just totally curious. Would you at all be open to learning how I'm earning an extra income online? I see you're staying at home with your kids. Do you work outside of the house at all? I just think it'd be awesome to partner up with somebody like you, because I think you're freaking amazing. And I'm going to come at that conversation with certainty. I'm going to come at that conversation with service, because you know what? I know that what I have can help a lot of people. Lori and I are already friendly anyways. So, and I sometimes will throw in there, hey, listen, don't unfriend me for asking you this. Because I have to, because I think you're awesome. You guys think about that. If anybody got in your inbox, and you guys have been chatting a little bit back and forth, you're like, oh, this chick's kind of cool. And I really like, I don't know, her plants, because she's like a plant lady. And I mean, whatever it is, or her horses, or her whatever. And you're really connecting with people like that and creating that authentic conversation. And somebody threw out that question to you, like, listen, you're amazing. I love the content you're putting out. And simply ask that question. Would you at all be open to learning how I'm making money online from home, from my phone? We are having so much fun. It's just a blast. And it's totally up to you. If it's for you, great. If not, that's cool. But I just had to ask. Nobody would be offended by that. Nobody would be like, oh, she's such a spammy beehole, like Bryn Lang says. And if they were, they're not your people anyway, right? So number one, commit. It changes your posture. Number two, start creating conversations with people. And I mean, talk your face off. Create conversations with people that you really actually would want to do business with. Look at their profiles. Look at what they're posting. There's some people where I'm like, whoa, even if they come to me and say, can I please learn about, I'm like, you don't even have a profile picture. And some of the stuff you post is really awful. I don't. Okay. Number three is this. And this is the kicker. This is the one that if we could all freaking master, we would just we would crush. It is consistency. Who here, be honest, who has a hard time being consistent? Yeah, I know, it's life. It's life. Katie, thank you for sharing that. Genuinely interested in my story and helping me, and here I am. That's awesome. That's awesome. Because we genuinely do. We really freaking love people, and we really want people to know what we've got, and that it does work, and that it can really change your life. And once you get in here and you start plugging into the things and you start taking action, it's like, look out, man, look out. But anyway, so the last one really is this, you guys, is getting consistent. And I'll be honest with you, even as an E2 P3, I do not have it all figured out. I some days have those days where, like Stacy, I would be like, I wish Jesus would quick turn this water into wine. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. It gets to be a lot. And the bigger your team grows and the bigger your pod is and the bigger, you guys, it doesn't just get easier. You just get better. You just get better. You just keep rising to the occasion and going, all right, you know what? You just kind of like wipe off the blood some days and go, well, okay, I know now what not to do. That didn't work. So we're not going to do that anymore. Let's do this. And that consistency piece, man, if I can just tell you guys one thing, it would be on the consistency side of things, really focus on, we are social marketers. As you continue to grow in this, and some of you that have been here for a while, maybe you will probably already know this, but work on growing you and getting consistent with your personal development every freaking morning. I mean, I am up. My husband usually wakes me up in the morning. It's about 6:30 before the kids get up. It is my devotional, my scripture, my gratitude, growth, goals, my journal. And then I try to read something or plug an AirPod in as I'm making breakfast in the morning and listen to John Maxwell, Ed Milet, Tony Robbins. There's a plethora. And I'll just put something in there because I got to fill my brain with that in the morning. It has to happen. Otherwise it won't happen. So if you can really because what happens is, you guys, there's strategy like left and right here and there. I mean, everybody has these incredible things and I know it can get overwhelming and stuff. And this is where you got to really take control of your day and don't let your day control you. But if you can get consistent with that personal development, here's what happens. Your whole everything changes. What you are putting out on social media changes. Your self-sabotage, who was it up here that talked about self-sabotage? That self-sabotage starts to diminish the more you tap into personal development, the more you listen and put some good stuff in your ears. Whoever it is, there's a million different people you can listen to, but start your day like that. You want to be consistent with anything, I implore you to just start your day like that and watch just everything change. How you respond to people instead of react to people, how your comparison and that craziness that can be comparison, like we see it all the time. New social marketer, new rank advance, new social marketer. Like I literally have had like 4 new customers this month. And you get into a little pity party and then you start spiraling out of control. No, just me. Okay. Seriously, it happens. I remember. And as I've grown personally, my leadership skills, my personal skills, you guys, all that has changed for me. So that's really it. I mean, that's kind of my 3 C's. That is my, oh, thank you, Pam. I appreciate you sharing that. That is kind of, you guys, what's really changed it all for me. And so let me leave you with this quick thought. One of my favorite books, you guys, this book changed my life. About this in the Bible. This book is called, oops, it's backward. The Greatest Salesman in the World. Okay. This is not your like, oh, that was a fun read. This book has 10 scrolls. Okay. Is anybody familiar with Greatest Salesman in the World? Have you guys seen this? Yeah, Meg, you're familiar? Yeah, Carrie. Okay. So you guys, this book has 10 scrolls. Okay. Let me just tell you real quick. Hold on. So literally, this is the book with this is the scrolls in the back. Okay, this is a little story about a guy. This is the scrolls in the back. I actually went through a course, and we did this course together, reading these scrolls. And I'll real quick tell you, I'm sorry, I don't mean to go over, but I want to just land the plane here. we went through these scrolls. Now, how Og Mandino is a gentleman that wrote this book. It was totally a download. I mean, like, it's such an incredible story. I won't get into all that, but you read the scroll marked 1. Okay, today I begin a new life. I will form good habits and become their slave. Oh, I love it. It just makes me so excited. Anyway, I should reread it again. Anyway, so you're supposed to, how Og prescribes you to read these scrolls is to read scroll marked 1 3 times a day. When you get up in the morning, at lunch, and then you're supposed to read it out loud before you go to bed. 3 times a day, he says, for 30 days. Now, if you're going to Amazon to get this book and you want to read the scrolls and it'll blow your mind, here's what I will tell you to do. I will tell you to read the first scroll 3 times a day. I'm not kidding. You are forming a good habit and you are becoming its slave. Okay. We all are a slave to habits. Let's make them good. So you read this first scroll for 7 days, 3 times a day for 7 days. And then you go to the next scroll 3 times a day for 7 days. You can get through the 10 scrolls in 10 weeks that way. And I think it's just, that's the way that we did it when I was in this training class to go through these scrolls. And I got to tell you guys something. Again, coming from the sales world, I mean, insurance sales, right? Like, if you guys are familiar, if you've ever been sold insurance before, you've understood that experience. Sorry if it was painful. But Og talks about so much in here that has totally shaped just who I am. It's given me it's almost like it's given me the permission to be authentically who I am. Because one of the scrolls says this: you are nature's greatest miracle. You are unique in the marketplace and you need to celebrate your uniqueness. You know, Allison is not like Lori, is not like Stacy, is not like Ash. I mean, you guys are all very different. Thank God for that, right? And how you want to just present that uniqueness in the marketplace. And I mean, I love it so much. I actually had, okay, last thing, and then I'll shut up and you guys can surely ask questions or whatever, but I actually had one of the scrolls like put up on my wall. So this is part of the scroll marked 5. This is like my one-liner for my life. It says this. What does it say? I have but one life. Okay. I have but one life, and life is not but a measurement of time. If I waste one, I destroy the other. Oh, geez, it chokes me up. Okay. Life is not but a measurement of time. If I waste one, I destroy the other. If I waste today, I destroy the last page of my life. And if we all have learned anything over these past couple of years, we know that life is very precious and that we are on this earth for a purpose, for what I believe is very much a divine purpose. And I don't take for granted the days I have on this earth, because I don't know when the last day will be. And if it is my last, may it be my best. That's Og Mandino for you. But that is it, ladies. That is it. So what questions do you have? How can I help? Sorry, I'm sweating and crying.
Did we have to end it with the chills there? Like the goosebumps, dude?
Dun, dun, dun.
Like, seriously. You laid it on
so
thick
good,
there
Donna.
at the end, man. That was good, you guys. Throw her some love in the comments. And yeah, if anybody does want to come off and ask anything, those were fire tips. Couldn't agree more with the consistency. I did read, I'll be honest, I did the scrolls, but like I probably didn't do them exactly how I was supposed to. I think I did them like twice a day, but I love that you brought them up. I would absolutely love to get back into it.
Yeah. And you know, sometimes people can also be like, oh, wah. I mean, because you guys, this is, there's some depth here. And sometimes I didn't understand the words. And sometimes I didn't, you know, I was like, huh, what? I don't really get this. Like, it's not really like zinging, you know, it's not really like, you know, like fluttering my, I don't know, my heart. However, as I read it and then I reread it and I read it more, and I was like, whoa, like I said, there's a lot of depth here. And I hated high school, and like I went to college for a few years and was a single mom at 21 and partied and was wild and crazy. So when it comes to like, I am the student of the, you know, I'm not. This captured my soul. Like I don't know. It changed everything for me. So you guys, I just want to tell you, I'm so glad you guys are getting it. I just want to tell you that when you open up this book, like, I don't know, if you're a prayer at all, just stop and say a little prayer that it just speaks to you and what you need to hear, because it did for me. And as I read it, and I read it over and over again, as I go through these scrolls, and again, I really need to tap back into it. I miss it. Again, it's almost like little living water. It's just like gives me a good drink and hydrates me again. So good. Yeah, Tracy, she said, I did it years ago. It was powerful then. It'd be good to do it again. Probably more powerful, Tracy, it would be. I guarantee you it would be. I
And
mean,
you guys, if you want, like,
yeah,
I mean, I know you're supposed to read it, but you can totally look it up on YouTube. And I did listen to it a few times, like before bed, because the idea is that you're reading it and it's like burning into your mind. That's why you're doing it. Because it's like
yeah.
your mind starts to like think the words, like how Mindy's spitting them out. It's like, it's just burned in. You wake up and it's like, ding, 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 like you're sleeping and the scrolls are going through your brain.
It is true. It is true. And like, that's where, okay, listen to this, you guys. Okay, let me just tell you real quick, because this goes with I will commit, right? I will commit. So this scroll, I'll just give you a little reading. This is a scroll marked 3. I will persist until I succeed. Here's what it said. Here's a little chunk of it. It says, I will persist until I succeed. I was not delivered unto this world in defeat, nor does failure course in my veins. I am not a sheep waiting to be prodded by my shepherd. I am a lion, and I refuse to talk, to walk, to sleep with the sheep. I will hear not those who weep and complain, for their disease is contagious, right? What is it telling us? It's like, hold up. Who are you allowing to speak into your life? Who's your circle of people? Okay. I will not. I will not hear those who weep and complain, for their disease is contagious. Let them join the sheep. The slaughterhouse of failure is not my destiny. I will persist until I succeed. Oh, listen. Okay. Sorry. One more thing. Okay. If you guys have to go, you can jump off. It's okay. The prizes of life. Oh, get this one, ladies. This is for us tonight. The prizes of life are at the end of each journey, not near the beginning. And it is not given to me to know how many steps are necessary in order to reach my goal. Failure I may encounter at the 1,000th step, yet success hides behind the next bend in the road. Never will I know how close it lies until I turn the corner. Drop the mic. Right, Pam? Woo! I know. Pam's mind is officially blown. I saw it. I mean, again, and what happens is, you guys, as you know this, right? When you speak this stuff out, when you digest it and like soak it all up like a little sponge, you are coming into agreement with what it's saying here. And I'm telling you, this book will speak some truth into your life. It really will. And as you speak it over yourself and you were like, I will not walk with the sheep. I mean, that doesn't mean you're some conceited jerk who's like, I'm so much better than everyone. No, it's like they're whining, they're complaining. I mean, we live in a world of like it's craziness, right? Like, I won't allow that in my space. Yep, you guys can talk about that. That's totally cool. I'm just gonna go over here and jump off the bridge. Just kidding. No, you know what I mean? So anyway, so that's just a little chunk of it for you. And yeah, if you guys get it, like, let me know. I want to know your thoughts on it. And maybe you guys, some of you might want to go through it together, kind of talk about it, and you know, get your guys' takeaways from it. It would be a great book to kind of do together. So yeah.
And if
Oh,
anybody
good.
wants to talk, I'm just going to say, because I know we are running over, but if you guys want to
Sorry.
follow Mindy, like, go and stalk her on Facebook. Like, she puts out awesome content. She has like a free community. She does trainings. Like, I'm all about finding people that speak your language. Like, go and like, you know, that's one thing about Modere. She kind of touched on it. We all pour into each other all the time.
cool.
Like, and like she said, if you guys after this messaged her and asked her a question, she'll answer it. If somebody from her team messaged me, I would totally answer them. So it's an awesome thing, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Collaboration, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's just been like the best thing ever, is collaborating. Seriously.
But if anybody wants to unmute and ask any questions, or else,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still recording, but if you guys do have to go, I totally respect your guys' time. We ran 11 minutes over.
It's just me continuing to talk a lot.
And hopefully you guys get to meet her in person too one day, because she's freaking.
Yeah. Who's going to Salt Lake? Anyone go? Yes, I will be there too. Okay. And I will totally, forgive me, you guys, come up to me and say, Mindy, it's so-and-so from blah, blah, blah. Like, please, because like, there's sometimes, you know, like people are tiny circles on Facebook and you're like, hey, yeah. So please remind me where we met. I'm so excited. It's gonna be awesome. It's going to be actually epic. Like I can't even believe what's coming. Yeah. Anyways.
Anyone want to say hi?
Bueller, anyone?
Yeah.
Feel free, jump on.
I'll jump in.
Yeah, John, yeah, Pam, what's up?
So I just want to say thank you. And the whole thing about just being reminded of like replacing negative thoughts with positivity and like saying it out loud, listening to it, reading it, however you get it. Like I too, and was one of those people, and I'm slowly deciding like, maybe there is something to that. Maybe there is something to like listening to stuff every day and putting all the positivity and writing, writing down what my goals are and speaking it into existence. So I'm so glad I hopped on. It made me like all teary and emotional, but thank you so much.
Good. Good. I'm so glad. And I'm telling you, Pam, I'm telling you what, I've done this gratitude practice. The I Choose Joy journal, Danelle Delgado, that's the one that I use. Writing down, it's weird for a while, you guys. Like it is a practice. Like sometimes you're like, hey, I'm grateful for my dog. I'm grateful for the wall. For the roof. Okay, I'm grateful for the roof. Like that's a little word. Like it's weird for a while, but then pretty soon as you start that practice and you're writing down your goals, man, that reticular activator in your brain, just like when you go and get the new car and then you're like, what the hell, everybody has my car now. That is constantly triggered every morning. That's the goal you're going for. And your brain is like, oh yeah, that's what we're doing. Yep. That's what we're after. Yep. That's the goal. Yep. So, start doing it. It'll change everything for you. I'm serious. Yeah. I'm so glad you were here too, Pam.
So I was listening to a podcast this morning where it was talking about you have to make an impression on your subconscious mind. And the best way to make an impression on your subconscious mind is your emotions and your emotional mind and keeping all of that positive. And then once you work that into your subconscious, then it's there. You know what I mean? So that was really powerful for me this morning, listening to that. And it was a podcast that I just come across and I was, wow, this is really amazing. So it's really good to come across something like that.
It's awesome. Thanks for sharing that, Stacy. It's awesome.
Who would you recommend as a first person if you don't really listen to those type of speakers? Who do you think would be a good first listen?
My very first kind of taste of personal development was Tony Robbins. He's oh man, John Malcolm, depending on kind of what, if there is kind of an area of where you're like, oh, you know what, I kind of have some lack, like leadership for me. I am constantly tapping into John Maxwell leadership stuff because that's something I really want to listen to. But Allison, you know what, that'd be a great post. You could post it in your guys' community. Just say, hey, who do you guys listen to? For podcasts, or post it at MLife or search MLife. There's probably a post already in there. Or excuse me, I'm sorry, you guys aren't MLife. Search whoever, wherever you're at, the community, your team page. Sorry.
You cracked me up, Mindy.
Sorry. But anyway, and then just kind of keep plugging away and going, you know what, that guy's okay. And then flip to another one. And what's fun? What I've enjoyed with podcasts, like Ed Milet, he's one of my favorites. I just really enjoy him. He interviews everyone and everything. He's got so many different kinds, but I'll plug in because there's always nuggets there. There's always value. I listened to him interview like the Gronkowski brothers. They're all a bunch of football players from out east. I don't know, whoever they played for. So whatever. Anyway, I don't even know. Anyway, and it was fascinating to me. I learned so many lessons within even that interview. So just kind of also be open to just to learning. What can you take away from it? But yeah, Tony Robbins, John Maxwell is fantastic. He's just wonderful, man. Ed Milet are some of my favorites.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Katie, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I was just curious. You had mentioned like what you usually do in the morning, and it was like something and then scripture and then something else. Like I was just curious what your
my morning routine consists of, so I have a devotional and so I love my devotional. And then from my devotional, I actually will read the scripture. So that's when I get into my Bible and I read scripture. And then my I Choose Joy journal. So Danelle Delgado, she has this journal. It's called I Choose Joy. 10 things you're grateful for. And then 3 goals you write down. And then the last little chunk is like, what have I learned today and what am I going to implement? And that's when, so as I go through that, I also, you guys, real quick tip, I also write down my organizational points and my customer points, my OP and my CP. I write that down every day. It sounds weird, but it's really awesome when you can flip back in your book, like, 6 months ago or whatever, or January of last year and go, holy cow, I'm like, 2,500, ahead of it this time last month or this time last year or whatever. So I always write down my OP and my CP. But anyways, and then at that time too, Katie, I'll tap into, like right now I'm reading the Blueprint, Rob Sperry's newest book. I just cracked into that. So that's my time in the morning. Get up before the kids get up and the craziness hits. I go downstairs. I have quiet time. I make my logic. It's a very happy little place for me. I go outside. I say good morning to the morning. Try that sometime. It's actually kind of fun. Go out to your back deck and go, good morning, morning. That's really great. Flash the neighbors, whatever. And don't do that. But yeah, that's how I start my morning. It's just really awesome. It just sets my whole like tone for the day. So yeah.
What did you mean by devotionals?
So I have, it goes along with like scripture. So I don't know if you read the Bible at all, but like,
Yeah.
it's called Jesus Calling is my devotional that I read. And it's just like a really beautiful, positive, kind of little, I don't know, it's like a little paragraph. And then it just goes into talking about different scriptures and stuff. And then then that's when I just crack open my Bible and I read my little scripture and yeah. Oh, Amy, you have that one. Yeah, it's a good one. So it's called Jesus Calling. Yeah.
It's amazing. It is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Highly
Really
recommend it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for asking.
Mhm.
Anything else there, girlies? Sorry, we are like way late, Carrie.
I mean, I appreciate you giving us your time, and I'm
Yeah.
excited to have everybody on here, having their questions answered and stuff.
Yeah.
Allison, I can definitely tell you some podcasts too tomorrow. Like Dean Graziosi, did you ever listen to him? I like him. He's like short, sweet, like upbeat, to the point.
I need to listen to that's one. Andy Frizella is another one that I guess you got to watch it. Some of those guys are just cussing sailors, but you know what? I mean, like Gary V, that guy delivers some massive value. I mean, he massively cusses like a trucker, but I mean, whatever. I don't know. That doesn't overly bother me because I love to get like, give me the nuggets out of there. I can find them. I want to listen and learn because he's so good. He's so good at what he does. Yeah. Yeah. The fourth C. Allison, I just saw that if she's still on here. Collaboration is true. Oh yeah, that's you right there. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Collaboration, you guys, the collaboration that we've done here, I have never, ever been a part of a company before. Actually, real quick story, real quick. So bring it in. Okay. So my last company that I was at, I actually had reached out to the guy. I was on this team or whatever. And the way that this team did their thing was very different from how some other teams are doing their, very different. It was like not even in the same at all. Anyways, so there was a guy, another team who they did, my dog was breaking the door down. They did like a business school. Okay. I was in insurance and financial services. Like, I'm like, give me some spreadsheets. I need to color code some things and I need to crunch some numbers. So I reached out to the guy. I said, I know you do like a business school, can you help me? And like, I know I'm on so-and-so's team, but they don't do it this way at all. Can I work with you, or I'd pay you to work with you? Or completely shut me down. He absolutely not. And I was like, oh, I mean, that got awkward for a minute. I was like, oh, okay, thanks, bye. Like, it was very weird.
So
He wouldn't help me. And I was like, because he's like, yeah, we can't do, working with Crossline here. That's really frowned upon. I'll tell you guys something. My business is where it's at. My pod is where it's at because I power partnered up with Jen Cooper. We're not on the same, I don't know if you ever see, me and Jen do stuff together. She's not placed. She's not on my team. I'm not on her team. We do not benefit each other, just like Carrie and I. We don't benefit each other any way, shape, or form. But when we collaborate, man, look out, things happen. And so that's actually a great fourth C, Allison. It might just turn into the 4 C's now because collaboration has changed it all. Right. Yeah. So I encourage you guys, it's great to be in your team, and that's awesome and fun and stuff. But if you connect with another like kind of rock star, like reach out to them, tell them they're awesome. You love their post and whatever. And you never know the friendship that could get created there. And you never know the kind of collaboration that could happen from that. Cause man, I'm like Carrie and like the rest of you, like wherever your team can get fed, let them go eat, you know?
And like on that note too, like if you guys go and like she's saying and connect with someone that you see crushing it and just go and ask them like how, like what are you doing? Like what do you have going on? It's like the same thing. Like you'd be surprised at some people's stories. Like somebody will be like, I was like a nobody from North Dakota, like how she said, and you're like, well, how did you do this? And then they kind of will just give you like, you know, the steps, what they're doing or how it started. And it just, you have like a light bulb moment, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And with that too, and we can end it with this, you guys, I just can't encourage you enough to really embrace this journey. It is a journey that is not for the faint of heart. It's simple. What we do is simple, but it's not easy. It's tough. And again, it goes back to mentally. I mean, you will break down mentally before anything. And so personal development is so huge. Because that's what's going to keep you going. That's what's going to just keep you going and go, you know what? Those 5 people said no. The fifth person. Oh, geez, it's been a day. That 6th person could be the yes. And what's gonna get you to ask that 6th person? Your commitment, because you're consistent, because that's who you are, because that's who you say you are. Because you do deserve this, because you are worthy of success, because this time it gets to be you. That's why. So, that's it.
You're awesome.
Yay. Love you guys. I appreciate this. This was fun. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. No, thanks. That was a long one. Anyway, thank you guys. Thanks for spending your time with me. I can't wait to see you guys in Salt Lake. Carrie, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for everything you do for all of our teams. You are a freaking stud. And
Thank you
I
so
just
much.
so
I
grateful
appreciate
for
you.
you. Yeah.
I'm happy that our paths crossed. Extremely.
Yeah. No kidding. It's been a blessing for sure. All right,
You
little
guys, I
chicken.
love you all. I hope you
Yeah.
have a
Thank
great
you.
Monday night.
Yeah, you're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Cindy.
You're
Thank you. Thank
welcome.
you.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Have a good night, ladies.
Bye.
All right.
too.
Thank you so
Bye.
much.
Yep, you're welcome.
Bye.